Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again. Today is another cage review, and I know you guys liked the first one. Thank you to everybody who sent me in their cages and their cute little animals. I appreciate it so much, and I'm very happy to be reviewing and hopefully helping. Just helping. I don't want to be rude. I'm just trying to give constructive criticism back and maybe help your animal's life be a little better. So that's really all my goal is with doing these reviews. I'm not trying to say you guys are taking care of your animals wrong. I'm not trying to do any of that. I think honestly all the people that have sent in cages have been really good cages. So yeah, I mean, some just need a little help. Sometimes you don't know what to put in a hamster's cage because, you know, they can't climb, they can't do all the things mice can, but we can do things for hamsters to make them not be bored or whatever. That's why I'm here today. So we're just going to get into the video. I have 2 hamster cages and 1 mice cage for this video today. So I think we're going to start off with a hamster cage. So these hamster cages are both Syrian hamsters. Just like in my last video, I will make sure to put the account name of the Instagram of whoever sent it to me somewhere on the screen for you guys to see, just in case I say it wrong. So our first person is Toff Hamster. No underscores or anything. They have this cage here. It's a Detolf cage and they have made their own lid for it. The first thing I'd like to say is I love that you gave your hamster the entire Detolf and you're not using a store-bought cage or anything like that. Detolfs are absolutely great for any type of small animal, really. You have a decent amount of toys. I see some toilet paper rolls. I see bridges, bendy bridges, hides, tunnels. Looks like little boredom breaker chews maybe. I think I also see a sand bath in the back left corner if I'm not wrong. I think that's great that you've given the option of that. I'm not exactly sure how big the wheel is, but it does look like a pretty decent size. So I would say that you've done a overall really good job. The only things I would recommend is maybe on that right side where there isn't too much going on by the tunnel. I'd probably make any one of my DIYs, something like the burrow box, something like the little playground thing. I'll have some linked below so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but maybe just a little more in that right corner to fill the cage up. But since you did make this lid for it and it has the wire mesh, you can hang toys from the top. I'd recommend just going and getting maybe these little bird toys that are really inexpensive. You can make them yourself. I have a video like that. You can use popsicle sticks, cardboard, treats, whatever, and you can just hang those from the top. That can also serve as a boredom breaker as well if you want to hang some treats from there, and that will give your hamster some more opportunity to kind of play around, you know, and get its food that way. Overall, I love your cage. You've done an amazing job. I would just recommend maybe hanging some things from the top. I'm not sure how deep your substrate is, but it looks good. The only thing is I don't see a food bowl. Maybe you scatter feed. I'm not exactly sure. But if you don't, I actually would recommend it because that also gives them another thing to kind of break their boredom and to forage and find its food, you know? The second cage we have is from a very lovely lady. Her name on Instagram is Pixie_Lucy_Luna. Again, will be somewhere on the screen. But I absolutely love this cage. Absolutely love it. She has made her own 2-story bin cage, which is phenomenal. I actually really like it. So she said it took a little while, but her mice kept escaping from the previous cage that she used, which I had a problem with that. I had a bin cage, which was only 1 story. And yeah, long story short, we found Zig in the bed with us. So if you want a story time on all the times the mice have escaped, which isn't a lot, mostly Zig, because he's our escape artist. But yeah, mice are absolutely great at escaping, so you really kind of have to make their cage absolutely like proofed, you know? And that is what she did here. So she said she found one of her mice just sitting on top of their cage one day, so she decided to build this 2-story bin cage, which is filled to the brim, which I love. It's DIY, which I'm all about that. If you've seen my channel, hi, hello. We're about DIYs here. Like, you've done a really, really good job of making this cage great. And by the way, I know I didn't say it, she has 3 mice, so just like me, except for she probably has another whole story on their cage, which is absolutely great. So now that I'm over the fact that she made this amazing cage, I love the paper bits. You have like shredded newspaper, maybe magazines in there. I really like that you reuse a lot of things. You can tell with the toilet paper rolls, you have tissue boxes and other types of little boxes or paper or whatever material. And I think that's great that you're reusing that, because they are good for mice and we have it anyways. Why not reuse it, you know? Toilet paper rolls are one of my favorite things. They are an easy toy. You can make them into different things. They can chew on them, they can go through them, whatever. The next thing is, I see you have a decent amount of wooden toys, especially in the lower half of your cage. You have 2 of the little, I believe they're hide and plays. I don't know the exact name. I like that you have a lot of wooden things, natural things, not too much plastic in there, which is great, especially for mice, because I cannot stress to you enough how much my mice like chew through everything. Even though it sucks, they chew on everything and they destroy it and they have a great time with it. So I think that you having wooden things is really great and a necessity almost with having mice, because unless you want to replace your things every 2 weeks, yeah. But I do see that you have 1 spinner wheel in your cage. I don't think I see another one, and I do see a space in the bottom half of your cage where you could put one in the back left corner. So maybe I'd recommend getting a second wheel just so they have the option to run on the top or bottom half. And more than 1 mice can run at a time. Yesterday, I actually got a video of all 3 of my mice running at the same time. So it was kind of funny or whatever, cute, but like, yeah. So maybe try getting another wheel if you could, because I think that would benefit them really well. I also actually would like if you let me know what kind of bedding you're using. I'm looking for a new bedding for my animals, and it kind of looks like Aspen. I'm wondering exactly how Aspen will be with my mice and everything. But yeah, if you guys use different bedding than like KT or the paper-based beddings, let me know, because I don't like the fact that there was plastic in the KT bedding. So I've been trying to branch out and find another brand or another type of bedding I could use instead that would be guaranteed safe for my animals, you know, straight out the package. Not sure if I said this, but if I haven't already, I would recommend scatter feeding your mice. I do it for mine and they love it. Both of my animals know as soon as I'm pulling out that bag, they hear it, they know they're getting fed. So when it comes in, I just sprinkle it around their cage. I do 1 tablespoon or about a tablespoon per mice every other day. That way you know that they're eating everything, they're not just picking what they like out, and they're not just hiding it or whatever. And trust me, it will last them a whole day, and that way you're not wasting food as well. But overall, you have a absolutely amazing cage. I love how you made it really easy access because you have the lid on the top and the bottom, as well as the little doors, which is great. Also, I'd like to just add real quick that whatever little mouse is up here, I'm not sure which one it is, but oh my gosh, I think that's like the cutest mouse I've ever seen. It looks long-haired, which I absolutely love long-haired mice. I have only one myself. She's my little baby and I love her so much. And she, like, this mouse reminds me of her almost with her body. But I love how it has the 2 different patches on its eye. That is literally so cute. So thank you for sending that in. You did a great job. The last person we have today is another Syrian hamster account, and they go by happy_hamster_hollow. So this is the picture that they sent me, and I'd start off by saying your cage is a little bare. I think you have done an amazing job with the size of the cage. It looks like a really good size. I can't tell the dimensions, but it looks pretty big. I do see you have a wheel there. I'm not sure what size that wheel is, but just make sure that it is big enough for a Syrian hamster. Their back when they're running should not be curved at all. That could lead to, oh, you see a little zig? That could lead to back issues with them. So just make sure that that wheel is the correct size. I love that you have toilet paper rolls in your cage. That is a great option, like I've said before, for toys that you can just find around your house. You can make from things that you have around your house. So I like that you are reusing them in that way. The next thing I noticed is you have 2 bowls, which leads me to believe one is for food and one is for water. I do see a little bit of bedding, so maybe try to spot clean those every day, at least the water. If you're giving it to them in a bowl, make sure that you're changing out the water every day just in case anything gets in it. It's not too much water to be replacing every day, so I would recommend that. The other bowl for food, I recommend actually getting rid of completely and start scatter feeding your hamster. I'm not sure the ratio of Syrian food. I do a tablespoon every other day for my dwarf hamster, and that's enough food for him. So I would just maybe look into it a little bit and double check that that's the amount they're supposed to be eating, just so they're not being underfed or overfed. I see a little section you have maybe in a box or something. I'm not exactly sure what is in it. It looks to me like it's just bedding. Maybe it's like a little burrowing type of box. Or maybe there's sand at the bottom. I'm not exactly sure. But I would recommend having some type of sand bath or something. You have the space for it. So maybe try turning that into a sand bath. That can help with, obviously, their fur, but as well as their nails, keeping them a little bit more trimmed. That's also another thing to help with your hamster's nails. I would recommend adding more natural wooden things, or you can even find like stones, little rocks from outside to use in the cage, but make sure you disinfect them completely before putting them into the cage. So vinegar and water, baking them, whatever. Just make sure there's no bacteria or there's a possibility of your animal getting sick, which none of us want. I love that you have one of those like litter box, potty area things in the corner of your cage. I think it's great that it's in the corner, number one. Not only that, it's great that you have it, because I actually use a sand bath, but my hamsters love using it as a litter box, which I think is not only cool, but really handy and useful, because then that's mostly where they go and you just replace that and you're not going to have to clean the entire cage every single week or so. You're only going to have to do it maybe once a month because they don't even go anywhere in their cage, there's no reason to. Other than adding more toys and such, any of my DIYs into your cage, I would recommend maybe even making a lid. I'm not sure how the height is on the cage. It looks pretty tall, but I would maybe recommend adding a lid, and you can hang toys, hang treats, hang whatever, and that can entertain him more. Other than that, I think you've done a great job on your cage. It has all the essentials, which is great. I really just recommend adding a couple more things into the cage to make it more fun and more enrichment for them. But other than that, you've done amazing. Thank you to all the people who have sent their cages in to me. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to be in the next one, please go to my Instagram. I'll have it in the description below, and you can DM me pictures and a little bit about your animal maybe and the cage that it's in, and you will be in my next cage review video. But thank you guys so much for watching and joining me here again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, if you want to be in the next video, let me know. DM me on Instagram. It will be in the description. Also, if you want to hear that story time about all the times the mice have been escaped, comment that below, or like this video to show me that that's what you want to see, or that you like this video and want to see more cage reviews. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!